One missing scene may have changed everything we think we know about Dunk. Episode 6 felt quiet on the surface. But what if the most powerful moment was the one we never saw? A confrontation was filmed, scripted, and then removed, and that cut may be hiding the true direction of Season 2. If you thought the finale was just about honor and loyalty, the deleted material tells a deeper story about power, fear, and the future of Westeros. Episode 6 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms closes with a calm tone, but that calm is misleading. The final version we watched focused on Dunk standing firm in his beliefs while Egg watched closely, learning more than he showed. The ending gave us silence instead of explosion. It gave us tension instead of war, but according to early drafts and production details, there was originally a confrontation between Dunk and a noble knight that pushed his loyalty to the edge. In that deleted moment, Dunk was not just defending his honor. He was forced to question whether honor even has a place in a world controlled by powerful houses. The scene reportedly showed a heated exchange where Dunk was accused of stepping beyond his rank. He was reminded that no matter how skilled he becomes, he is still lowborn. That reminder hits harder than any sword strike. Removing this scene softened the political weight of the episode. With it included, the story would have shifted from personal struggle to open class conflict. This cut confrontation also adds a new layer to Egg's quiet reactions in the finale. Throughout episode 6, Egg listens more than he speaks. He observes how knights treat Dunk. He sees how respect is often tied to bloodlines instead of bravery. In the deleted version, Egg witnesses the harsh words aimed at Dunk. His expression reportedly changes from curiosity to something more serious. That small shift matters because Egg is not just a squire. He is a Targaryen in hiding. Seeing his future kingdom treat a loyal knight with such disrespect plants a seed inside him. It helps explain why future decisions from Aegon V focus on fairness and reform. Without the deleted scene, viewers only see Egg as a clever child. With it, we begin to see the early thoughts of a future king forming in silence. The removal of this scene was likely a pacing choice. Episode 6 already carried emotional weight, and adding a loud confrontation might have changed the rhythm. The show chose restraint instead of escalation. But that restraint may be building towards something larger in Season 2. By holding back this clash, the writers preserve tension. They keep Dunk's inner frustration hidden just under the surface. And when that frustration finally explodes in future episodes, it will feel earned. This is a classic storytelling move. Delay the fires so the burn lasts longer. The world of Westeros during this period is fragile. The memory of the Blackfire Rebellion still lingers in quiet conversations and side glances, even when swords are not drawn. Distrust lives in every hall. Episode 6 hints at this through subtle dialogue about loyalty and bloodlines. The deleted confrontation would have made that tension direct. Instead of whispers about noble pride, we would have seen it openly. That choice tells us the creators are playing a long game. They want the audience to slowly feel the weight of division rather than see it all at once. There is also an emotional reason this scene matters. Dunk's entire identity is built on the idea that being a true knight is about action, not birth. When someone challenges that belief openly, it shakes him. It forces him to face a truth he tries to ignore, that no matter how honorable he is, the world may never see him as equal. That internal conflict is stronger than any battlefield. It is quiet, personal, and painful. By removing the scene, the show protects Dunk's strong image for now. But the cracks are still there if you look closely at his face in the final moments. What makes this even more interesting is how this deletion connects to the Season 2 teaser. The teaser shows darker tones, heavier armor, and a feeling that politics will no longer stay in the background. If Episode 6 was the calm surface, Season 2 looks like the storm rising beneath it. The missing confrontation may return in another form, not as words, but as actions. Dunk might soon face a choice where honor puts him in direct conflict with powerful lords, and this time, there may be no quiet ending. In the end, Episode 6 was not simple or slow. It was careful. It planted ideas without shouting them. The deleted scene proves that the writers are shaping a larger story about class, loyalty, and the cost of standing alone. Dunk's journey is not just about becoming a better knight. It is about surviving in a world that does not reward goodness. And if Season 2 follows the path these deleted moments suggest, the next chapter will test that belief in ways Episode 6 only hinted at. The second deleted sequence from Episode 6 quietly expands the political tension that sits under the surface of a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. While the final cut keeps the focus on Dunk and Egg's personal journey, this removed moment reportedly shifts attention toward the unstable balance inside the Targaryen family. The scene takes place in a private chamber where two nobles speak, in low voices about loyalty, bloodlines, and the fear that history may repeat itself. It is not a loud argument. It is a careful conversation filled with doubt. That is what makes it powerful. In this deleted exchange, the name Blackfyre is not shouted, but it hangs in the air. The rebellion may be over, but trust has not returned. One character questions whether the peace is real or just temporary silence. Another reminds him that many houses still hold quiet anger. This moment would have clearly connected the series to the wider Targaryen conflicts that shaped this era of Westeros. By removing it, the show keeps new viewers from feeling overwhelmed by heavy lore, but at the same time, it hides just how fragile the kingdom truly is. What makes this cutscene important is how it changes the tone of Episode 6 in the final version. The story feels contained and personal. With this political discussion included, the episode would feel larger. It would remind the audience that Dunk and Egg are not just wandering knights. They are moving through a kingdom that is still healing from civil war. Every feast, every tournament, every friendly smile may carry hidden motives. The deleted scene suggests that even moments of celebration are watched carefully by those who fear another uprising. There is also a subtle connection between this political talk and Egg's hidden identity. Egg is not just a clever boy traveling with a hedge knight. He is a Targaryen prince in disguise. If this conversation had remained in the episode, viewers would feel the tension of that secret more strongly, hearing nobles question loyalty while Egg stands only a few walls away adds a layer of danger. It reminds us that if his identity were exposed at the wrong time, the consequences could be serious. The deleted scene strengthens the idea that Egg's journey is not only about growth, but also about survival. Another reason this scene matters is because it plants seeds for Season 2. The Season 2 teaser hints at darker themes and deeper political struggle. By cutting this conversation from Episode 6, the writers may be saving the full exploration of Targaryen tension for later episodes instead of explaining everything now. They allow curiosity to build. When Season 2 begins to openly address house rivalries and past betrayals, it will feel like a natural progression rather than a sudden shift. The dialogue in this deleted moment reportedly focuses on fear more than anger. One noble worries that old banners may rise again. Another suggests that peace is only strong as long as the crown remains united. This line alone carries weight. It points toward internal family divisions that could weaken the throne from within. Even without open rebellion, doubt can slowly break trust. That theme fits perfectly with the series' overall message about honor and loyalty in a divided world. By excluding this political layer, Episode 6 becomes more character-driven and intimate. But knowing that this scene exists changes how we interpret what we saw. Small glances between background characters now feel more meaningful. Side comments about allegiance carry more weight. It shows that the showrunners are building a long-term story where personal choices and national politics will eventually collide. In many prestige dramas, early seasons plant quiet clues that only become clear later. This deleted scene feels like one of those clues. It reminds us that Westeros is never truly at rest. Even in moments of calm, history breathes in the background. The Blackfyre conflict may not be visible on the battlefield right now, but its memory shapes every decision made by those in power. Season 2 appears ready to step further into that tension. The darker tone of the teaser, the focus on armored figures, and the serious expressions suggest that the political conversations cut from episode 6 will not stay hidden for long. When they return, they may come with real consequences. Dunk's simple belief in honor could soon clash with the complicated reality of noble politics, and Egg may be forced to confront the truth about his family's divided legacy sooner than expected. This deleted political exchange may not include swords or shouting, but it carries long-term importance. It transforms episode 6 from a quiet character chapter into a warning about future instability. By holding it back, the creators keep the tension slow and steady, but the message remains clear. Peace in Westeros is fragile, and even whispers can lead to storms. The third deleted scene centers on Egg in a way that quietly changes how we understand his journey in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. In the final cut of episode 6, Egg mostly reacts. He listens, watches, and follows Dunk with loyalty. But in this removed sequence, we reportedly see something different, a sharper mind working behind those calm eyes. The moment is small on the surface, yet it reveals that Egg is not just learning from Dunk. He is studying the world around him with the mindset of someone who may one day rule it. The deleted scene is said to take place after a tense exchange between nobles, when Egg and Dunk are alone for a short time. Instead of playful talk, Egg asks a serious question about why knights obey men who do not deserve respect. Dunk brushes it off at first, telling him that the world is complicated and that survival sometimes matters more than fairness. But Egg does not look satisfied. He presses further, asking whether things could be different if someone in power chose to change the rules. That single line carries weight. It hints that Egg is already thinking beyond his role as a squire. This small conversation adds a deeper layer to Egg's character. In the aired episode, he feels like a bright child, shaped by adventure. With this deleted moment, he begins to feel like a future king in the making. His questions are not childish. They are thoughtful. He observes how nobles treat Dunk and connects that behavior to larger problems in the kingdom. He notices the gap between the idea of knighthood and the reality of politics. That awareness is important because it shows that Egg's growth is not only emotional but also political. The scene also highlights a quiet difference between Dunk and Egg. Dunk believes in honor as a personal code. He follows it because it feels right. Egg, however, begins to see honor as something that should be protected by law and leadership. When he hears nobles insult or threaten Dunk, he does not just feel anger. He seems to analyze why the system allows that behavior. This difference in perspective may become central in season 2. Dunk fights injustice one moment at a time. Egg may start thinking about changing the structure itself. Another important detail from this deleted sequence is Egg's silence at the end of the conversation. After Dunk explains that the world does not reward good men equally, Egg looks thoughtful rather than upset. It is the kind of silence that suggests planning. It does not promise immediate action, but it suggests memory. He is storing these moments away. He is building an understanding of what kind of ruler he does not want to become. That subtle shift changes how we interpret his quiet expressions in the final cut of episode 6. What once seemed like simple observation now feels like early leadership forming beneath the surface. Removing this scene keeps Egg's arc softer and more innocent for now. The show allows viewers to connect with him as a brave and loyal boy, but knowing that this moment exists adds tension. It suggests that his transformation into Aegon V will not be sudden. It will grow from small, personal experiences like this one. Every insult aimed at Dunk, every unfair order given by a noble, becomes a lesson in what must change. This deleted moment also ties directly into the season 2 teaser. The teaser shows darker lighting and a stronger focus on serious expressions, especially from Egg. There is a shot where he stands slightly apart from Dunk, as if thinking independently. If the political pressure increases in season 2, Egg may begin stepping out of the shadow of being only a squire. He may start making choices that reveal his royal instincts. That shift would feel more natural if this episode 6 conversation had remained in place. There is something powerful about showing the early doubts of a future king. It reminds the audience that leadership is shaped by small experiences, not only grand battles. Egg's journey is not about claiming power through force. It is about understanding the flaws of the system before he has the authority to fix them. This deleted scene captures that idea perfectly. It shows that while Dunk is learning how to survive as a knight, Egg is learning how to think as a ruler. By holding this scene back, the creators may be saving Egg's deeper political awareness for a later turning point when he finally speaks with confidence about justice or reform. It will feel earned. Viewers will be able to trace that strength. Back to quiet lessons like the one in episode 6, even though the scene was cut, its meaning still shapes how we view the story. It proves that the heart of this series is not just about swords and tournaments. It is about how personal loyalty can influence the future of a kingdom. The fourth deleted sequence from episode 6 shifts the focus back to Dunk, but this time it explores something deeper than public honor or political tension. It reveals the private weight he carries when no one is watching. In the final version of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Dunk appears strong, steady, and sure of his path. He stands tall in front of nobles and protects Egg without hesitation. But this removed moment shows cracks beneath that armor it presents. Dunk alone, reflecting on whether he truly belongs in a world ruled by bloodlines and old names. The deleted scene reportedly takes place late at night after the main conflict of the episode has settled. D. Dunk sits away from the crowd, armor partially removed, staring at his hands. There is no dramatic music, no loud argument, just silence and thought. He recalls the words spoken to him earlier by a noble who questioned his place among true knights. The insult may have been dismissed in public, but in private it lingers. Dunk is forced to confront a painful idea. Skill and bravery may never fully erase the fact that he was not born into power. This moment is powerful because it humanizes him in a way we rarely see. Dunk is often presented as a symbol of pure knighthood, honest, brave, loyal. But this deleted scene reminds us that even the strongest characters carry doubt. He wonders if following the path of a knight is enough. He questions whether honor alone can protect Egg from the dangers growing around them. For the first time, we see that Dunk is not only fighting external threats, he is fighting insecurity that comes from living in a world obsessed with noble birth. Another important detail in this scene is Dunk's memory of Sir Arlen. He quietly recalls the lessons of the man who trained him. The words are simple. A knight protects the weak and keeps his word. Dunk repeats this to himself as if trying to hold onto it. That repetition suggests fear. It suggests that the world around him is slowly testing the very beliefs he was raised on. Including this scene would have made episode 6 more introspective. It would have shifted the focus from action to identity. The removal of this sequence keeps Dunk's image solid and unshaken for now. Viewers see him as confident and dependable. But if this private doubt had remained, the emotional stakes would feel heavier moving into season 2, when greater challenges come, and when political forces grow stronger. Dunk's struggle will not only be physical, it will be about whether he can hold onto his values when the world tries to break them. This deleted moment also deepens his bond with Egg, though Egg is not present in the scene. Dunk's thoughts return to the boy repeatedly. He recognizes that protecting Egg may require more than courage. It may require understanding politics, reading danger earlier, and even bending rules. That realization is uncomfortable for him. Dunk believes in clear lines between right and wrong. But the kingdom they travel through is filled with gray areas. Season 2 appears ready to explore those gray areas more directly. The emotional tone of the season 2 teaser supports this idea. The darker lighting, the serious faces, and the heavier atmosphere suggest that the story will move away from simple adventures and toward moral conflict. If Dunk's private debts continue to grow, viewers may see him make harder choices. Choices where honor has a cost. Choices where protecting Egg means standing against powerful houses. This deleted scene feels like the first sign of that internal battle. There is also a symbolic layer to this moment, Dunk removing parts of his armor represents vulnerability. Armor protects the body, but it also hides fear. Seeing him without it, even briefly, reminds us that he is still human. He is not a legendary hero yet. He is a man trying to live up to an ideal in a world that does not reward ideals. That contrast is at the heart of the series by cutting this scene. The creators allow the audience to project strength onto Dunk without distraction, but knowing it exists changes how we read his silence in a final episode. His steady gaze may not be complete confidence. It may be determination, built on doubt, and that makes his journey even more compelling. As Season 2 approaches, the questions raised in this deleted moment feel more important. Can a man without noble blood stand firm in a court filled with powerful names? Can personal honor survive political games? Dunk's quiet reflection in Episode 6 suggests that these questions will soon demand answers. The calm ending was not a sign of peace. It was a pause before deeper emotional trials begin.